Welcome back to the channel, and in this video we are doing a recap of Ready to Love Season 4, the reunion part 2. We're going to talk a little bit about the demise of KYRA and Jason. But before we jump into this video, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications. If you like the video, smash that like button, and also feel free to drop a comment down in the comment section below. So without further ado, let's jump into this. So as it left off from part 1, this is where AJ was asked, between these two ladies, which one do he want to pursue? And, you know, it was just crazy. AJ had made a comment as saying, it ain't Alexis, which of course the only person left, process of elimination, is KYRA. However, it was KYRA's turn to speak. KYRA's response, as diplomatic as it was, it basically was to tell AJ, yeah, we cool, but I only see you as a friend, so I'm putting you in the friend zone. And I know he didn't like that. He fought to keep KYRA on the show at the end when she was being eliminated. But at this point, you know, she made her statement clear. As much as, you know, we have some form of a connection, we cool with each other, we have a good time, we can talk and stuff like that. At this point, I don't want to pursue a dating situation with you. I just want to be your friend. And, you know, when somebody tell you pretty much, you know, they don't want you in that type of situation, you need to listen to that. But let's kind of backtrack a little bit, because there's another person at play here, and that was Jason. And KYRA definitely had Jason, at least out of the 4 guys that chose her, at the top of her list. They even showed us unseen footage of a conversation that the both of them had. Anxiety and depression. And I mean, even Jason on his IG live earlier this week, he even talked about that. So obviously this is something that, you know, he either dealt with, she either dealt with, but it was definitely a conversation piece that they had that they definitely connected over at that level. And even Jason in the beginning, from what we saw, because there's a lot we didn't see in the progression of the show, they were definitely vibing at one point. KYRA was definitely feeling Jason. Jason was definitely feeling her at that time. And of course, it looked like from this point forward that, you know, she was on cloud 9. She was excited about the connection. What was the tipping point for these two is now that Jason had pretty much made known his intentions, she wouldn't, from what we saw, make her intentions known. And so a lot of the fans were pretty much saying, you know, that KYRA was playing cat and mouse with these guys, that she was trying to just get attention without actually making a statement known of who she really wanted. I mean, there was a segment where we did see KYRA says that she don't chase after men, she get chosen. And as I said in one of my previous videos, okay, fine. Once somebody choose you, you either need to say, hey, I choose you back, or you move forward. And I think that is what pretty much was the back and forth between these two, because KYRA didn't make that communication clear. And that was the biggest thing Jason was saying in the reunion part 2. You never made it intentionally clear where I stood with you. Whereas he had someone else who was definitely making their intentions known, which was Liz. And that was the biggest thing, because he had 2 connections. She wasn't his only connection. Liz was also a connection that was definitely growing strongly, especially as she had already severed ties with David, because we all know how that whole situation went. But he continuously asked KYRA, what do you want? And as far as we can see, and from what we were shown, we never heard a specific answer. I want you. My intention is to be with you. However, again, Liz definitely was one to say, hey, I choose you. I want to pursue you. I have interest in you. I want to see where this goes. And at this point, especially, with his mindset, it's like, okay, you know what? Since you don't know what I want, I need to make a decision for myself. I cannot sit around and wait until you come to a conclusion or communicate to me who you truly want. And because that connection with Liz was so much stronger and it had started to take momentum, of course, that's where he, decided to choose. So it's one thing to want to be pursued. You don't want to be chasing anyone. You want to be in a situation where you get chose. However, you have to choose back. You have to be intentional. Whatever that intention is, whether that intention is to say yes, or the intention is to say, like she told AJ, no, I'm not interested as a relationship with you. So that's where that gray area was. And you can see how much she cared deeply. She was really, truly into Jason, because you can see the pain in this whole moment, because she realized at this point that it was pretty much a lost cause. I know that who knows what the future holds, but as far as I see, Liz and Jason is on point. I'm going to do a separate video in regards to that. And even after their whole interaction, Liz even kept it diplomatic and say, I appreciate how you handled it. You were very respectful with her. You went straight to the point. You made your statement known, and you kept it clean and kept it cute, as Denise would say. And I thought that situation and how Liz expressed herself when talking to Jason about the whole thing, she didn't get catty, she didn't get mean, like, yeah, you told her, yeah, she thinks she did. Nope. Liz also kept it cute, And we're going to talk about Liz and Jason later, because I'm going to do a video about them as well. But, like I say, I'm happy for those two, but I also wish these two the best, both AJ and KYRA. Honestly, this is a situation where, he wanted her. KYRA didn't want him. KYRA wanted Jason, didn't make it known, and KYRA and Jason moved on. And at one point, KYRA actually had 4 men choose her. And at the end of the day, she ended up with none of them. So I will say I'll give her props for choosing herself. She didn't settle. Once she decided to, at this point, Jason had moved on, she didn't just say, okay, I'll just settle with AJ. She, she let him know, like, look, hey, there's no, right at this point, there's no relationship that I'm interested in pursuing, so I need to make that abundantly clear with you. So I appreciate the fact that she didn't just, do a rebounding default thing with AJ. AJ, I actually honestly think he was definitely truly interested in her, but at the same time, there was another person that was intentional with him as well, which was Alexis. Alexis definitely wanted to pursue things with AJ. And again, he ended up with no one at this point. So I know he's back out there in the dating field. He's doing his music. KYRA's definitely doing her thing and her podcast and everything. So like I said, I wish the best for all involved. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully we'll get to see more of them and see where they go from here. So stay tuned for further videos from the reunion part 2, which is also going to include the whole fiasco with Joel and Venetia. And then we're going to finish it up also with Liz and Jason. So until the next video, like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you soon.